Welcome back. Happy Saturday, Connect fam. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. The Connect Network TV in full effect. I'm your girl Stitches with my fabulous co-host, Sunday. Glenn.
Hello, hello.
And before we left for break, Sandy, we were talking about personal brands. And to continue this conversation, I know a lot of people are excited. So get your pen and paper because we got the experts who is pulling up. We are joined by brand expert herself. Please help me welcome to the Connect fam, former diplomat turned entrepreneur, darling, author and CEO of Boss-Diplomats, Miss Talyn Rahman-Figueroa. Talyn, tell me I said the last name right. Tell me I said it.
Figueroa, it's close enough.
Figueroa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Stitches and Sandy. Oh my God, I feel like I have a girl crush right now.
Well, originally from London, you have worked with many diplomats, helping them craft their stories, which makes sense as to how you are now branding for business. So I want to ask you, what brought you across the pond to continue your work?
Oh my God, girl. I came here for love. My husband is from America. Yeah, so, love takes you around the world, but I'm here. And when I moved here, I noticed that there are so many solopreneurs, so many small businesses in this country. We don't have that in the UK as much. And they're just so poor at presenting themselves properly. A lot of business owners are always behind their business and not in front. And I just thought if every single one of those business owners are in front of their business and use their personality and actually show themselves off, they could do so much better for their business.
Yes. And how has your diplomatic history helped with your current career?
Yeah, so being a diplomat, so that was also my first business, actually, ladies. I was a diplomatic consultant, and I started my business because I didn't want to actually work for my government, because don't get me started, there's a whole lot of ethical reasons why I decided not to represent one country. So I decided I want to work with as many different public figures as possible. And again, seriously, these guys are so high up the food chain that it's really difficult for them to look down. And when they look down in the wrong way. So my job was to remind them, hey, why did you become a diplomat or a politician or in the public eye in the first place? And let's bring you down a notch. Let's remind you why you started this and get you reconnected back to the people. And that's where personal branding was really born. It's about leading with yourself. And when people respect you, then they will listen to you.
I love that. She's on it, Bonnie. Experts, let's go. I'm going to call you Tay Tay. Is that all right? I'm feeling like Tay Tay.
Go. That's my first nickname.
I love you. And I know they call Taylor Swift, but you're our Tay Tay. So many founders, true story, are trying to identify their brand. Why is this so difficult for founders and entrepreneurs to do? Why do you think?
Yeah, I think it's because they're so in it, when you know yourself so much, you don't know what people will find interesting. And it's really difficult for people to feel like they're being egotistical or narcissistic. If they talk about themselves a lot, then they feel as though they're sharing too much or they're being too vulnerable, or the things that they're sharing is going to make them look bad. So what personal branding is all about is actually opening that door up just a tiny little bit and then stick with that script. You don't have to share anything else about your life. You're only sharing one tiny segment, enough for people to go, wow, I love her story. I really want to work with her. I want to find out more. And that's when you talk about your product and your service. You lead with yourself first. You lead with your values. You lead with why you started in the first place and why this matters to you. And then others like you will follow you. And this is where your values are really important.
I love that. And you touched on, being personable. So in your opinion, does personal branding play a huge part in the success of an entrepreneur? How much so?
It should. It doesn't though. It should. And that's why I'm focusing on just solopreneurs, because a lot of businesses, they don't even think about their personal brand whatsoever. It's all about their products. It's all about making money. It's all about finding the right client or whoever's willing to work with them. They'll chase them. When it comes to personal branding, it's all about niching down and working with the people who value you, respect you, actually want to work with you. And those are the people who will never negotiate your prices, who will never look down on you, who will break down your process. They know that you're the expert and they're going to listen to you and they're going to work with you.
That's right. Well, how can founders, or what can founders do to become clear about their personal brand? And you spoke about niching down. How can a person find their niche if they're unsure exactly what it is right now?
Yeah, so the way I work with a lot of my entrepreneurs is I want to find out more about them. I want to get to the backstory of what led you to where you are right now. And let's work backwards. And we want to show the evolution of all the things that you've gone through to your aha moment to finally saying, hey, I am the absolute freaking best at what I do. Here's why. And here's how I wrap things up so that I can get this problem that you have and into a solution. That's it. That is it. And then, of course, it's the second part is knowing who that target audience is. You can't help everyone. And if you help everyone, of course, you know this, you help no one. So it's all about identifying who is that bullseye on that dartboard. Because we don't care about everyone else on that board. It's just that tiny little bullseye. Those are the people who are going to keep coming back to you. Those are the type of people that you actually want to work with. And those are the type of people who are willing to pay you whatever you say you want to be paid.
Thank you. Three, two, one. That's amazing. Tay, I want to ask you this. I think you touched on it a little bit, but if you can expound on it some more, what does your own personal brand actually represent?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I'm called Boss Diplomat. There's a reason why, because I'm respecting my diplomatic history, you know, working in diplomacy.
Right.
This is not every day that you meet someone with my kind of background. Right. And then I was like, hey, man, I'm only going to be working with these bosses. So that's how the name Boss Diplomat came together. Also, my last business was called Grassroot Diplomat. So there is like, I'm keeping to that kind of family name as part of my business. And if I decided, hey, I don't want to do Boss Diplomat anymore, or I want to do another type of business, it'll be something diplomat. That's never going to go away. That's part of my history.
That's your thing.
My thing. Yes. So I'm turning all of these solopreneurs into their very own brand ambassadors.
I love it. So for all the solopreneurs out there, how do we hire you?
Hey, or I have a free mini brand session with me, not anyone else on my team. You're going to be talking directly to me. And my job is to find that golden thread. So like, what makes you so tick? Look, when I was working with these politicians and diplomats, I had 60 minutes with them in a room by myself, no one else in that team. My job was to get into their heads, analyze them, and then get the best out of them. And these are people who are very locked down. They are always surrounded by an entourage of people. And, you know, it's really difficult to even get 15 minutes with them, let alone 60 minutes. So I use that 60 minutes to my advantage, girls. You know, I get to the core of these entrepreneurs in less than 60 minutes. And the next time my entrepreneurs see me, their brand is ready. That's how quick the turnaround is. Their brand is ready. I'm able to like capture all of their essence in one conversation.
I love it. Just a vibe. I call it, you're just a vibe, Tay. I don't know. I just love it. So thank you so much for stopping by. And please give us your social website. If people want to reach out to you for speaking engagements, where can they go, darling? Please.
Oh, man, absolutely. bossdiplomat.com. DM me on Instagram. I'm really, really active on Instagram. You can talk up a storm with me over there. I also have a YouTube channel at Boss Diplomat. So every week there's a new video, new podcast, new everything. So I'm one of those individuals who will never shut up. So there's always going to be new content from me.
I love it. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, and many blessings to you, and continue to inspire and grab out the gold from people.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, ladies.
For sure. And we have to head out just for a quick break. Connect fam, grab your tea, your water, whatever you do in the morning. That's not our business. We just want you back. And when we come back, we have our entertainment contributor, Miss London Knighton, will be in the building, and she's going to let us know all about the celebrity news, what's going on that you might want to know about. So stay where you are. We'll be back.